Hey guys, hope you're well. So, I'm back with another success story and three tips for you so that you can actually apply these things in your life and actually get similar results that this person has. So, this is a one on one client success story, and this is one of my clients who has absolutely worked on herself to levels which I'm absolutely proud of. She has gotten results in all areas of her life. Her health is doing better, her family's health is doing better. She's becoming a better person at her work. She's changing herself when it comes to her relationships and everything. So this is absolutely amazing. I'm super proud of her, and I know that she will be hearing this and she knows that I'm proud of her about this. So just a little bit of background before I get into the success story is this person was in a no contact situation with this guy. My client, she was in a no contact situation with this guy for more than 8 to 9 months. And the situation, when it ended, didn't end in a very cordial way. They both were actually in a great relationship before, but due to some circumstances which I will not share because of confidentiality reasons, she got separated with this person and both of them got separated with each other. At the end of the relationship, both turned unhealthy towards each other, not deeply, but in some way, and they both were not able to show up for each other in the best way possible. My client, when she came to me, she had already worked with a few coaches, and her experience was not that great because of two reasons. One, because she was getting the constant same advice that, oh, you should affirm, you should visualize, you should affirm, you should visualize, take this affirmation, affirm this forever. That was what she was being told. That, oh, take this affirmation, repeat this 20,000 times a day, 10,000 times a day, but her core issues were not actually being dealt with. One. Second, she herself was not in a position where she was open to the advice to that level, which is good. So, at the start, we all get defensive. Even when we want someone to help us change, we still don't want to accept all the things that we need to do for that change to happen. So when she came to me, she was actually very open about the idea that, you know what, I am willing to change. And one thing I have gotten a reputation of me, and that is a very good reputation I'm proud of, is that people come to me and they tell me that, hey Karan, I knew that when I will come to you, you will tell me the truth about my situation and you will tell me to do the real work. You will not sugarcoat things for me, and you will not force me to go and do something which is not going to actually get me long term growth. And that is exactly what I'm looking for in my life right now. I want someone to tell me exactly what to do in a very open way and tell me everything that I'm doing wrong so that I can change it. The whole point is not to go into a blame cycle. The whole point is to understand that if I'm not going to take responsibility of my life is not going to change. And it feels very good, and it would be amazing if I wouldn't have to do so, but that is how life is, and that is what I will need to do. So she has worked on these things. She's absolutely working well, she's thriving, and she's one of the most non-defensive person I know. She's very, very honest to herself, and she knows when she's doing something wrong. And that is the best thing that I love about this situation, because what I did is I only provided the knowledge, right? What she did is she took that knowledge and she applied. If I wouldn't provide the correct knowledge, she wouldn't be able to get this done. But my knowledge would mean nothing if she wouldn't apply it in her life. So I will read the success story. You will also be seeing it here on my page. So the story goes, hey Karan, just wanted to share a sweet moment with you. Yesterday was an exhausting day for me. I was tired and feeling a bit under the weather. And at the night, I was sitting in, and she writes her SP's name, arms, with my head on his chest, listening to his heartbeat while he kissed me countless times, and I have lost track of how many times we told each other that I love you. It feels like a dream, just that it isn't. How times change. Remember last year on this day, he video called me. So last year on this day, he video called me is the time where she got out of no contact. That was the time when the no contact got away. I posted about this a while back, where she was in a no contact situation for a while, and after a lot of self work, he automatically reached out himself. She didn't actually had to do anything. Neither did she had to manipulate, neither did she had to chase, neither did she had to text his friends to tell him to reach out to her, neither did she had to settle. In fact, she was very clear that she will never do so. Then she writes down, and we saw each other after many years. You know, it's all because of your guidance, Karan. Thank you so much for showing me the way and teaching me to never abandon myself. So, now I will try to tell you the three things that have been the most important part of her journey, which have helped her get better at this and which have helped her improve this mindset. So, the first one. Now, this is going to be slightly personal to her, but I will share it because it will help a lot of people. My client lost her mom unexpectedly at a slightly young age, and she has a brother, and has a good relationship with her father. Now the thing is that when this event happened, it is literally her now going to feel for a very long time in her life that someone abandoned me, and that someone in this situation was life, right? It is going to be very normal for her to feel that life abandoned me and put me into this position. And because at that time her father started to face a lot of health issues and her brother was younger, she started to play the mom role in their life. So she started to be the one who was constantly trying to be in control. She was trying to be in control of their lives. She was trying to control each and every aspect. A big part of it was coming because she was very insecure about the fact that if I actually let go of control, I cannot trust the world to be able to give me that sense of comfort, and I cannot trust the world to be able to take care of me. Because of which she felt this constant need to try to control things. She was trying to control her brother's life, which we have talked about. She was trying to control her father's life, which we have talked about. And this controlling tendency was something that she was showcasing in all areas of her life. Even though the intention behind it was not bad, the action in itself was slightly self sabotaging because it was not allowing her to be her best self, and it was forcing her to be in situations where she had to not trust the universe, trust whatever she wants to trust because her trust had been betrayed before. Now, when something like that happens, yes, we do get the tendency to have these controlling tendencies. But this same habit carried on in her relationship. She started playing the mom role with her SP and with her boyfriend at that time. She started playing the mom role. Whenever there was something in his life that he wasn't able to deal with, instead of allowing him to deal with it on himself and just being there to support him, she tried to take care of all things for him. And because of which, so this is how the cycle goes. In her mind, she is not seeing him as someone masculine to take care of himself, right? He is not seeing himself the same way because he's seeing that the partner that I'm involved with doesn't see me capable to take care of myself and my decisions. The next thing that happens is we start to build resentment. So she starts to build resentment against him, and he starts to build resentment against her. And this resentment will keep on carrying on because both people are not realizing that they are both being run from their recent issues and their conditioning, right? And because of which they are both not able to see the way that they both are sabotaging a relationship that they absolutely love to be with and they absolutely want to be involved in. Now, as that started happening, she also tried to micromanage the process at the start. So she has also done these things in the past where she tried to make things happen. Maybe she told her father to contact this guy and all these things. So the first thing that we worked on was her embracing uncertainty, was thinking and focusing on the factor that uncertainty will always be a part of life. And just because she has been hurt in the past, that doesn't mean that it will be a pattern moving forward. That's the first thing that we are working on. And this habit of trying to be your SP's mom, treating him like a child, so that and it's not always in a good way. In this situation it was in an okay way, but it's not always in a good way, where we treat him like a child, where when he's not treating you right, you're using your own mental constraints to give justifications for his behavior to yourself, where you allow him to treat you wrong and tell yourself he must have a reason to do so. But there shouldn't be any reason why someone treats you wrong. That's very important to grasp. The next thing that we worked on was she was super impatient at the start and she was constantly comparing herself to others. I remember before this video call happened, she was in a position where she was actually very, very impatient towards the results because she was in a no contact situation for a while. And how we perceive things is we don't perceive them logically, we perceive them emotionally. What that means is, even though she knew she had been focusing on things in a wrong way and she wasn't going into this the perfect manner that she should have, now that she had started working on these things in a proper way, it was just a month or two that she had spent with me, right? And at that time, how she was connecting time was, oh, I have been in no contact for this long of time and I have been trying manifestation for years now. The unfortunate thing is that just because we have spent a lot of time doing something wrong doesn't mean that we need to count that time. And if we keep on counting that time, it doesn't really help you because you are creating a pattern and evidence that it doesn't work for me when you were not doing the work correctly. Because of which, going back and forth with this doesn't really help, and it just puts us in a position where we are not able to get the best results out of this. She was also comparing herself to other people who had it easy, because sometimes people do have it easy. Sometimes there are people who never have to struggle through your traumas and your wounding, and they are in a better position to manifest these things or have these things in their life faster. But that does not mean that we can abandon the work that we were doing. So, the second thing we worked on was her impatience. And you know what? Once she finally detached, is when this video call came. The third thing, we worked on judgment from the world and her family. So, because the situation didn't end in the best ways possible, she was very worried about the judgment that she might get from her brother, her father, and people around her. And because these are people that mattered the most to her, she was worried that this judgment will create an issue because of which she was unconsciously sabotaging her relations in the first place. We worked on this fear of success, that if success happens, these are the consequences of it. I talked about it in one of my previous videos, the law of duality. I will link it down below, where I talked about how no matter what you go in life, there is a price that you will have to pay. For example, the price to pay for love is to actually have decent conversations, it's to learn to forgive, it's to learn to actually keep on working on yourself, and it's to learn to create boundaries. The price of money is to be worth someone who actually has the ability to earn money. The price to be famous is to have critics and to have people who will negatively comment on you, negatively do all these things. If I am posting these videos, there is going to be this one person, username XYZ, who is going to think that it's wise enough to leave a comment down someone's video to put that person down. And that will exist with every person in this world. But that is the price that you pay for success. This is what we talked about when we discovered and talked about her fear of success, where we discovered that she's worried that her family will judge her for going after this person regardless of what has happened. But we eventually worked on that, and how we worked on that, we wrote it down on a piece of paper on what eventually might happen and how she will deal with it. I have a video on fear of success too, which I will link down below, which you can check it out. So I hope this video provides you a lot of value, because that's the purpose of this video. I hope you are able to apply these things in your life in a non-defensive, open and honest way, and you are able to get the results from this. So I will see you guys in the next video, and I hope you have a good one.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe and share if you like the video. The link for my one-on-one coaching, my self-help courses, and my free newsletter are in the description box below.